Good evening, everybody. So I've turned this area here, which is a concrete patch, into a bit of an area for the pumpkins. Patch. We put some straw down on the concrete, so it will continue to be part of the backyard, part of the gardens. Just let me get in here. These ones need a really good water. It's late spring, or mid-spring here. We're in southeast Queensland, Australia. It's a subtropical climate, so we are in mid-spring. Had a really hot day, mid-30s, I would say. So now that the sun's gone down, we'll get a bunch of water in the garden, get everything happy and ready for tomorrow. Welcome to the live. I'm Jay from Aussie Backyard Harvest. Yes, I am. I'm playing Grow a Garden. All those years ago, I used to play Farmville on Facebook. Now it's real life. So we have this one here is lemongrass. The reason we have it in a pot is because it is a grass and it will take over. So we keep it contained in there. We'll let it grow. It'll go all the way out to the edge. We'll pull it all out, break it apart, plant another little bit in the middle. Hello, welcome all. Thank you all for being here. I am playing, as Hope has said, I'm playing Grow a Garden in real life. Just taking you guys for a bit of a walk through the garden now that the sun's gone over the horizon here. It's been a really hot day. So this is sweet potatoes in this big pot. The sweet potatoes and the cucumbers have really struggled today with the heat. Jamala, hello, welcome. So we're just getting a really good water for the plants, so it can all set up for this evening. Tomorrow is a good plan to be is forecast to be another really hot day. Are you guys from Australia, or whereabouts are you watching from? This is a pumpkin plant. Get a bunch of water in there near the root. This area is just a concrete pad, so we decided to cover it with straw so we can use it as part of the garden as well. I'll turn you guys around so you can see the garden. That's the garden there. I think I worked out I have 17 meters of garden, 15 meters of garden, something like that today. I've actually been doing up some plans for the backyard, so big changes coming. If you are interested in seeing where the garden goes and what we do, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And here's a lemon tree. And beside the lemon tree we have corn. The corn really like the heat here. Some of the other plants that we've got planted aren't loving it as much. I've got a bunch of corn seeds planted, but I'm guessing something's happened. They're not germinating. I thought it was the mix that I had and I let them dry out for too long. But I put a new lot into some nice soil, kept it nice and moist, but the seeds haven't germinated. So if they don't come up in the next day or two, I will be going to get some new ones. But the plan is to plant them up consistently every few weeks, plant a new lot of seeds. We had a lot of corn, make so many different things with it, so we're going to continuously plant it in and be able to keep harvesting all through summer here. We can actually grow corn all year round in southeast Queensland. So Bob, welcome, thank you. So we have an orange plant here. We're just waiting for some changes we're making in the backyard, and this will have its own spot. But for now, it's just in this spot here. It does have some little fruit starting to show. I'm not sure if they're going to stay on there or even if you're going to see them. Oh, you can see one there next to the post. We'll see if they stay on there. It's only the first year for the orange plant. It is graft, so it could fruit the first year. And beside it is a mandarin tree. Thank you for the like, I really do appreciate it. We are Aussie Backyard Harvest. We're a new YouTube channel. We're in Southeast Queensland, Australia. Down in front we have beetroot. I'm not sure why, but this section of the garden, from where the water's just gone, seems to be struggling. So this side here, whether you can see that beetroot, that was planted the same time, the same day as these little ones down here. I put in some fertilizer, I'm going to put in some mulch, some compost, bit of manure, really just try and build it up. That's sort of the only spot in the garden that isn't going really well. These ones are zucchinis. So from down the end we had lemongrass and sweet potato in pots. We had pumpkin growing out onto the straw, a lemon tree, corn, orange, mandarin and beetroot. Here we have zucchini. Again, carrot seeds were down here, but I believe it's been too hot, they've dried out and died. So we will replant. I'll replant these. I've got some new potting mix for the seeds. The mix that I was using, which was garden soil with worm castings, just because that's all I had here, was drying out too quickly. This is a tomato plant on a lean and lower trellis, which has string that runs up to this bar. Once the tomato reaches the top, we don't have to stop it growing up. We can just lower the string down to get the to be able to reach them. By that time, all the leaves and the flowers and fruit will be finished at the bottom. Let's cut the leaves off and it'll just be a stem here with a bow in it, so we can keep working on the top of the plant. So I'm interested to see how that one's growing. The tomato now, quite well. It's probably a metre tall. Lots of flowers but no fruit yet. Then we'll move a little bit further in and we have leafy greens. There's some garlic chives. Alright, just got a bug crawling on me. Some garlic chives in the back, then some thyme. And parsley, another parsley. This plant here is a cucumber, and in front of it we have onion. We're only going to get little onions because those were planted really late into the season, but we have been using the leaves instead of shallots or scallions, depending where you're from. Get down in here with some water. I'll just sit that there for a second. While we let that flood that area there, we'll come in and see if we can see any of the Australian native bees. I think they've gone to bed. They have. There's nobody home. Well, they're all home. They're all in there. Church of Dr. Phil. Haha, yes, herbs. Herbs for eating, not for medicine. I'm just going to take you guys up the side here. I think it's actually a fair bit darker than it looks on the camera. So the honeybees, which are up here, have all gone in as well. There's a couple at the entrance, but they're not coming out. So if you wanted to see the bees, hit the subscribe button. We do a couple of lives each week, and then we do an update most days of something in the garden, a new plant, a new technique, something like that. Excuse me. There's one little tip there. Pop a watering can under the condensation line on your air conditioner. The water comes out and works well for the garden. It doesn't quite have all the nutrients that rainwater would have, but it still hydrates the plants the same. And if you're worried, you can put in some type of liquid fertilizer or some seaweed solution or something like that. That's another cucumber plant at the back that I'm... Sorry about that. I was saying they're just starting to hook onto the fence, and once they do, they seem to grow really well. Hopefully they can get enough shade onto the fence quickly enough that it doesn't get too hot. But keep the water up to them and they should be fine. This one here is a capsicum called Chinese Giant. We will see how they grow. There's one growing at the moment. It's going to be too dark to get in there and see it, but I'll show you guys on the next one. Some leafy greens. The ones at the front there are rocket. They'll grow all summer long, but the ones behind it are just mixed lettuce. They will not grow through the summer. I'm actually surprised they're still going strong, but they are. We're pulling enough off these, just to these plants here. I think there's 8 or 10. They're pulling enough off them each day for lunch, so just happy that we're still getting those. And as we move further down, we have strawberries. You can see one little strawberry here. Strawberries are in 4 of these pots, and one of them has mint. Mint needs to be planted into a pot. If you don't plant it into a pot, it will take over the entire garden. This is the mint here. It sends out runners underneath the ground, or at least underneath the mulch, and takes over the whole garden. It took us months and months to get it out the first time we planted mint and it was in a garden. This one here is cilantro or coriander. We call it coriander here in Australia. And this one is a bushing tomato. It doesn't need a trellis, and it says it doesn't even need a stake, although it does seem to be getting a little heavy on the stem, so I think I'll probably stake it up in the coming days. These ones over here are king purple climbing beans. They're growing really well. Just starting to see some flower buds on there, I'm pretty sure. They may be leaf, but I think we're starting to see them, so hopefully shortly we will be able to start harvesting those. We have some onions here. They're just separated from one of the lots from earlier. And we'll continue across to another cucumber plant, another capsicum plant. This one is long, sweet yellow. It looks like a large chili, I guess. If you're in America, you'd probably say pepper. Maybe like the same shape as a jalapeno, but a sweet and yellow, so I don't think it's got any spice to it. And we'll move over to the beans. These should be able to handle the temperature here in southeast Queensland through the end of spring and into the start of summer. And the more we pick from them when they're young, the more they should grow. So I think this is going to be, I've got 6 or 7 planted here. I think we're going to get quite a harvest from those. Come in some water from this side. A little better with the lights on now. Getting some water into the plants. We are in southeast Queensland. We are a small family that's new to YouTube, so we're just doing an update while I'm watering the garden now that the sun's gone over the horizon. If you're interested to see how we go with our garden, we also have Australian native bees and European honeybees. Hit the like button and the subscribe button so you can follow along, see what the next video is going to be like. We'll go back through some of the ones we've put up. This end of the garden we have some spaghetti squash. This plant was a discount, but now that it's been in here for a couple of days and watered, it's getting a lot of new growth, so I think we will be fine with this one as well. It does say it can be trellised, which is why I've popped it up near this end here with the chicken wire. And if we look down on the side, we have our passion fruit vine. What time is it here? Moon's 23. Sorry about the dog. It is currently 6:26 p.m. The sun's gone down, but we have just a little bit of light at the moment. And an aeroplane flying over. Whereabouts are you from, Moons? So this is a passion fruit vine that was all the way over the top of this garden and hanging over the other side. I've cut it all the way back. It looks like it's in a pot, but it's actually gone through the pot and into the ground. So I'm going to set up a nice trellis for it right here. We'll go a bit higher than the fence and we'll just keep it trained in that area or trimmed down to that area. Midwest USA, it's 4:30 in the morning. Wow. So you're just starting the day and I am at the end, 6:30 p.m. on Monday. So it would be Monday morning. You got work or still awake from last night? I like having a chat with people from other countries. It's nice to hear what's going on in the world, see how everybody's doing, what they enjoy. Still awake. Well, I'm glad you're here to see the plants. Coming into winter, in between jobs at the moment. Okay. Oh well, hopefully you get one soon, or if that's what you're looking for, or continue on with whatever you're enjoying doing. The Midwest. I don't know a great deal about the USA. Pretty sure the West is the flat area, isn't it? Thank you. When I see a picture of America, like a map of America, it seems to be all the mountains on the... I don't remember if the mountains are on the left or the right. Makes me seem a little bit uncultured, I think, maybe, but I generally just stick around with where I am, what I know. So, excuse my ignorance. The Great Lakes area, okay. I've seen some videos on the Great Lakes. Some of the whichever one that looks like an ocean's crazy. I don't think we have anything even close to that over here. It's very dark down that end, but that is actually the end of the garden that looks a fair bit nicer in my opinion. There's mountains on both sides. Okay. Bit of a geography lesson, thank you. So I've been working on plans for my backyard. I'll go this way a little bit. We have a climbing fort over here for the kids, but it's seen better days. I bought it about 10 years ago secondhand. It's still structurally okay, but the kids are far more interested in the trampoline, which is just here. So we've made big plans for the backyard. Everything's getting removed. The trampoline will stay, but this is going to get removed and the trampoline will be here. And then all of the grass, all of the turf is going. It's all going to be gardens and footpaths, raised garden beds, pots. I've got quite a selection of things that we're going to plant. I'd say 90% is going to be food, and there'll be 10% there that we'll plant just because it's pretty. Are you in WA? No, I'm in Queensland, so the opposite side of the country. Southeast Queensland, so middle of the country on the far east side. It's currently spring here. We've had a really hot day, so I'm trying to get enough water into this garden that the leaves can all dry off overnight and be ready to handle the heat tomorrow. I'd say today was probably 35 degrees where I am. That's just a guess. I didn't actually look at the temperature. Southern Hemisphere, yeah. I was having a chat with a guy in America on my last live a few days ago, and we were talking about how Christmas here is summer. So we spend Christmas at the beach or in the air conditioning. We can have crazy hot days. I don't actually know what 35, I was just talking before, works out in Fahrenheit, but it's hot. So you'd have to Google it if that was something you're interested in. Yeah, we have Christmas here in summer, middle of summer, and lots of our decorations are from the Northern Hemisphere, where people will put fake snow under their Christmas trees. But then also, I'd say half of the decorations are Australian Christmas. So Santa is on a surfboard or in a boat with shorts on. You'd probably get a kick out of some of the decorations that we would have set up here. Alright, I am going to turn the hose off shortly. If anybody has anything that they'd like to have a chat about, pop it on now. Please hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see you all back here another time. Have a look through our videos, see if there's something. 95 Fahrenheit. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind, 35, 95. For spring, that's quite a warm day here. But we do get a fair bit hotter through summer. So it really depends on what plants we're going to put in the garden, is weather dependent. We can grow all year round, but you get that on our hottest days. No, we're halfway through spring. Our hottest day is convincingly hotter, which is nice, but I guess I just don't like the cold, so I'm not going to complain about the heat. Yeah, just depending. We've got to plant the right plants for the right time of year, but then we will grow all year round. So depending on what sort of temperature you guys get, if you want to see some growing when you guys can't, hit the subscribe button. Like 98 max, so like 38. 38's a hot day. We do have days in the 40s where I am, and then other places, like you asked about Western Australia, some of the northwestern Australia I think can get to mid 40s. But I'd say a summer's day here would be high 30s. Spring day would be mid 30s. Even in winter, we still get days in the 30s in the middle of winter here. But generally, I'd say the middle of winter we're in the mid 20s. So that's all in Celsius. But I appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much. I'll try next on my next live. I'll try and jump on a bit earlier so we have enough light. The only reason that there's light down here now is because I've turned the lights on behind me. Yeah, we can get like -5, so 20, -20. That's not something I've ever experienced. That's not something I think I would like to experience. I seen the snow last year for the first time in my life. I am late 30s. It was great, but I think the days where the snow was, it was still like 6 degrees, 5 degrees during the day for most of it. We did have one day there was a snowstorm, lasted for about 20 minutes, and it got down into the negatives during the day. But no, -20 is not something. -20s is not something that I would like to be a part of. Did I see all the hail? In southeast Queensland, we had a storm yesterday with hail. Is that what you're talking about? We did not get hail where I live, but it was only probably 20 minutes up the road where they got quite a fair bit of hail. Are you from Australia? Are you from Queensland? Because I don't think it was a notable hailstorm yesterday. I'm not sure where the news would have travelled to. We just had a bunch more people jump on. Just giving you guys, I'm basically just having a chat. We're talking with a few people from America at the moment while I'm giving the garden a water. We're in southeast Queensland, Australia. And can I be a mod? I'm just Jamie. Hey Jamie, not at the moment. I'm definitely not big enough to be to having mods. You know, if something's happening, my wife will jump on and give me a hand. But if you want to hit the subscribe button in the future, hopefully we get busy enough to be needing some extra hands. From Tasmania. Okay. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm not sure who's here from before, but our page is Aussie Backyard Harvest. We're a family in southeast Queensland who is going to be taking you guys along for the ride of our backyard. We're pulling up all of the turf, all of the grass in the backyard, and it's all getting changed into gardens, walkways, some pots for some of the plants that don't like the garden or need different soil conditions, removing the climbing fort, moving it all around. We will have lots going on, so I hope you guys can hang around while we're going through that over the coming months. It's coming into summer, so we'll have lots of time outside. We're getting a ton of severe weather warnings. I actually seen some severe weather warnings from Tasmania. I'm not sure why they were popping up on my phone, but it was popping up on my phone about Tasmania. So I feel like it's been pretty crazy down there. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all in one of my next videos. I'm Jay, and this is Aussie Backyard Harvest. Thank you very much.